Oke, yang baru kayu tahu deh, sebentar ini.
Hi guys, can you hear me loud and clear? All right, let me share my screen. You can see my screen, right? Okay. So guys, today we're going to study about firewalls, and basically in this session, we're going to understand that what are firewalls, how do they work, what is IDS and IPS, how do they work. So it will be a theory session, and except that if you have studied any of the application server and you have faced any issue, your workflow is not working, virtual machine is not working, you're missing any particular file, let me know. I'll share that with you in the end, and we'll resolve all the queries also today. Okay, because this is going to be your last session, and we have completed our sessions, all the sessions, all the courses. Okay. So let's start with firewall. Any idea what is firewall? Have you ever give it a thought that what is firewall exactly? What does it do? Anyone? Any idea? So basically, firewall is, what does firewall do for you? Firewall no only monitors your incoming and outgoing traffic in the network. Okay, whatever traffic is coming inside the network and whatever traffic is going out of the network, it monitors that. Now, how it monitors that? How it allows which traffic should come in, which traffic should go out on the basis of some set of rules and some set of policies which have been implemented. Okay, so I'll show you the firewall in the system. Firewall. So in your system now you have firewall available in your Windows system. So on that particular firewall all the set of rules and policies are being implemented. You see this one. So these are the rules, inbound rules means that the incoming traffic. Okay, there we have the outbound rules also. Here is the outgoing traffic. So whatever traffic is going out, that particular traffic, on the basis of these traffic, these set of rules policies, your traffic is being basically monitored and analyzed. If let's say traffic is not allowed, says that outbound traffic is not allowed, so it's going to block that traffic, or it's going to ask you, do you want to block it, do you want to allow, or what kind of traffic is it? You have blocked it, do you want to allow it, do you want to stop it, like that. You can create your own traffic on rules also. If you want to add any particular rule in the outgoing traffic, you want to add any particular rule in the incoming traffic, you can do that as well. Okay, so firewall job is to monitor traffic and protect yourself. So firewall is a sort of security guard of your system. Okay, let's say you visit any particular society. Okay, what happens in the society? Let's say you are entering inside the society. There are guards standing, right? What they do? They stop you. They ask, okay, where you are going, from where you are coming, give me your address. They'll note down your vehicle number. Let's say you are going by car, they'll note down your car number, they'll note down your phone number, they'll make sure that wherever you are going, that people are available or not, they'll call that person. If it's a good society, right, they'll call that, okay, sir, somebody is there to meet you, do you want us to send them? Yes, send them. So then only they are going to allow. So basically it's a rule that you have to call them, you have to make sure they are available, then only you're going to allow over there or not, right? So this is the job of firewall, to protect you. Now let's say there was a person who is carrying arm, or who is a drunk person. He's trying to enter into the society. So what's the job of the guard? Guard job is to stop that particular person from entering inside the society. Right? That's what firewall do. So firewall, if there is any virus, any malicious packet coming, the firewall job is to basically stop that and do not allow it to enter inside your network. Right, that's what exactly the job of firewall. And today we'll see what are the different types of firewalls we have, and how we basically, how they basically work. So as I told you, the very main language, that firewall is sort of a security guard for your system. But if you talk about in practical and the technical terms, firewall is basically the set of rules which analyze your network traffic. Okay. Firewall protects a network of computer from being compromised, denial of service, and other attacks from hacker trying to intrude the network from outside. So at any point of time, if any particular hacker is trying to attack on your system, firewall is something which is going to protect your system from all these compromises. Firewall can be hardware or software. So you have seen these CPUs, right? So same way your firewall looks like. So basically coding and all hardware setting have been done in that particular box. They are being placed in front of your network. Okay. So whenever any traffic is coming from the internet, but it is first it is going to get inside your firewall, then it is going to enter inside your network. That's how basically all the filtering, whatever it has to be done, it will done then and there. Firewall needs to be connected to a minimum of two network interface, one of which is supposed to be protected, your internal network, one which is exposed to attack, generally internet. So basically, whenever you have created a network on your own, at that point of time, you place the firewall before the network. As I told you right now also, at any point of time you have to place a firewall, you place it before the network, so that any traffic which is coming from the internet is basically getting filtered in your firewall, and then the filtered traffic is coming inside your network. Okay, now let's say if you have been working in any of the company, okay, they don't want any particular person to get inside the network, so they make sure they'll list the IP address, IP ranges, that only this IP range will be able to communicate with my particular network, nothing else. So they'll put this particular policy in the firewall, so if anybody from outside will try to connect, he'll not be able to connect. Right? So in this particular pictorial representation, we can see that here we have the internet, here we have the network, and between that we have firewall placed. So any particular traffic which is coming from the internet is first going to firewall. Firewall is filtering that particular traffic, and then that traffic is going to the network, within the network, right? So as I told you, we have two types of set of rules. One is inbound and another is outbound. Inbound is any particular traffic which is coming inside your network. So from firewall, it is traveling inside your network. This is inbound. Any traffic you're sending from your network to the internet, that is outbound. How firewall works, as I told you, that there are set of rules and policies which are being implemented, right? On the basis of that, actually it works. We'll study in advance how firewall works in coming up slides. Now there are two kinds of firewall. One is host based firewall, another is network based firewall. What is host based? Host based is basically which is within your system. Likewise, your system has a firewall within it, right? That is host based firewall. What is network based firewall? The firewall which is in front of network. So this firewall is in front of the network, right? This is taking care of your network. The firewall which is in your system, it is not taking care of your network. It is only taking care of your host, only of your device. So the difference between host based firewall and network based firewall is, first of all, host based firewall is only taking care of one single device. Okay. In network based firewall, it is taking care of full network. Even if you have 5 devices in that, 6 devices, 7 devices, 10 devices, it is taking care of all the devices altogether. Host based firewall is only taking care of one particular device. Second, host based firewall is always a software. Okay. Network based firewall, it can be a software or it can be a hardware. Likewise, you have a router, right? Inside your router, there is a by default firewall which is placed, which is working. So that is your, first of all, network based firewall. Second, it's a software, right? If you place a hardware with in front of that, that will become a network based firewall, and it is in form of hardware. Okay. Then we have different types of firewall. Okay, so these are the few firewalls which are being used actually. So first is packet filtering firewall, then we have stateful inspection firewall, circuit level gateway firewall, application level gateway firewall, stateful multi-layer inspection firewall. Now what are these firewalls? So what is packet filtering firewall? At any point of time, let's say you're downloading a particular file from the internet. Okay. Now when you're downloading that particular file, now whenever you download any particular file, it does not download at one go. Directly, okay, so 1 GB file got downloaded. No. How it downloads? First 200 MB is going to come, then next 200 MB is going to come, then next 200 MB is going to come. Likewise, packets are coming to your particular system and all the packets are getting collected and then you are able to look at that particular file. Now, whenever you download any particular file, what happens? Any particular file you're downloading. So your file now contains some headers. Okay. What is this header? Now inside this header, there are a lot of things. Let's say there is IP address. Okay. There is port number. And there are a lot of things extra available over here. But right now we just have to deal with these two things. So let's say you are downloading 200 MB file. Okay. Now when you're downloading 200 MB file, that is a MTU size. MTU is basically maximum transmission unit. Okay. Maximum transmission unit means that whenever you're downloading any file, maximum how many units are going to transfer in your system out from this file. So at one point of time, maximum what will be the size? Maximum means the highest size, right? So let's say this depends upon the internet speed and most other things. Okay. So let's say 200 MB file is there. So let's say MTU comes out to be 60 MB. Now, this number no is always a multiple of it. Okay. This is always a multiple of it. So it can be 8, 16, 32 like this. So we're just taking an example that depends upon your packet size and depends upon your internet speed, everything. It's 16 MB, which is MTU. Now the packet size can be 8 MB also. Why? Because 16 is the maximum. If it is 32, then it can be 8, 16, 32 or any number less than 32. Okay, because 32 is the maximum size. Maximum 32 MB traffic is going to be where packet size is going to be transferred. Less than that, it can be 30, it can be 5, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5, any particular number. Okay, that's what we call MTU. Now, whenever you are downloading any particular file with that particular packet, let's say 5 MB packet is going to come. Now with this packet, no, there are headers which are being attached. Now what are these headers? These headers contains lots of other information about your device. Okay, what it can be? It can be IP address, it can be port number and other stuff. Okay, there are flags, then there are services, so many things are there. So for now, IP address and port number is important. So let's say your IP was 123 and your port was 8080. Okay. Then next 5 MB came or next 6 MB came, or it can be any particular size. Okay. Then IP address is going to come, port number is going to come. Let's say IP address was 123, port number 8080. It should be 8080. Why? Because this particular data, this particular file is the same file, right? So same way, what happens whenever you download any particular file from the internet, what does your packet filtering firewall checks? Okay, out of 200 MB, let's say 5 MB is going to come. Now 5 MB data is coming. From that 5 MB data, your firewall is going to check, okay, what is the IP address and what is the port number it is coming from. Okay, it is coming from 123 and the IP address port number is 8080. Let it come. Then again, second 5 MB data came. Then it is going to check, okay, is the same packet? Yes, it is the same packet. Is the IP address and port number are same? Yes, it is same. Let it enter. Another 5 MB came, same, like this. Now let's say in between somebody hacked your system or somebody hacked the network, and he's, instead of sending a next 5 MB correct data, he sends you something, malicious script. Okay. Now in that case, when the 5 MB data is going to come, it's going to check, is the IP address and port number same? No, it is not same. So what will happen? It is going to discard that particular packet. So in this case, you will figure it out. You will get to know, okay, that was a virus file. And then in the end, you have not received the full file which was you were supposed to receive, and you will not be able to open the file. So this way it is protecting yourself. So packet filtering firewall is only checking that the packets which are coming from the same source address and destination address or not. So whenever you download any particular file, it checks what is the source destination. Okay, what was the what do you say, receiver's destination. It checks this one, what is the source destination, what is the receiver's destination. So if the source or receiver, any of the destination is being changed, port number or IP address, it will block that particular packet. It will not allow that packet to download in your system. That's what your packet filtering firewall does for you. Now, it does not check that what is the data coming, what the packet contains. If the packet is something malicious, it is not going to figure it out. It is going to just let it be the same. Let it enter into your system. So it will not check what is the data inside it. So in this case, you might get in trouble. So for that, what we did, we came up with stateful inspection firewall. Over here in stateful inspection firewall, it also checks for the payload. Okay. Then we have application level gateway firewall. Application level gateway firewall is basically a proxy firewall. What does it do? It basically hides your IP address. Okay. If in a layman language, if I'll tell you, it hides your IP address. What does it do? Likewise, for example, this one, critical. Now, if I want to find the IP address of critical.com, what is the scenario and what is the thing I can do? I can just go to command prompt and I should ping critical.com, right? This should show me the IP address. Now it is showing me the IP address, but if this is the IP address, what should happen? I should copy the IP address, and if I'm opening this IP address, it should show me critical.com. But instead, it is showing me an error message, and this says that it has been secured by Cloudflare, right? This means that this is not the IP address of Critical. Critical has hidden their IP address so that people or the attacker will not be able to hack on it on that particular IP address. Okay, this is known as proxy firewall. Okay, application level gateway firewall is also known as proxy firewall. What does it do? It basically changes your IP address while you need to communicate with the outside world, with the internet basically. When you say outside world, we basically mean to say internet. So it is like whenever you are sending any particular packet, any particular thing from your network to internet, it is while it is communicating with the internet, no, it is changing its IP address and showing that I am not 1 2 3 4 5 6, I am 8 9 10 11 12, like this. So if your real name is, let's say, Pankaj, when you are going to the outside world or when you're going out of your house, everybody knows that you are not Pankaj, everybody knows that you are Aman. So everybody will call you Aman, Aman, Aman. If somebody is going to ask, okay, where Pankaj stays, nobody knows where is Pankaj stays or who is Pankaj, right? Because everybody knows you with Aman. So this is what your actual application level gateway firewall. Simple job. It converts your, it changes your IP address. That's all what it does for you. But this is one of the, again, these days, one of the most important firewall which is being used by lots of companies. If you try to ping any of the website, no, you'll not be able to find the IP address of that website. Because if you find the IP address, you may perform the port scanning part, you may perform the next level steps of the port scanning. After that, you find some port open, then you'll try to attack on that application, you'll try to take a reverse connection of that particular server, then they might get in trouble. So To avoid all these attacks, they'll simply hide their IP address and they'll enjoy. Then we have circuit level gateway firewall. Circuit level gateway firewall are basically your session layer firewall. At any point of time when they have to make sure that the session which has been open is the correct session, as well as the person who is using the session, nobody will be able to steal that session, as well as will be able to interrupt with that particular session. Okay, that is what we call session level circuit level gateway firewall. Then we have stateful multi-layer inspection firewall. So stateful multi-layer inspection firewall now consists of all the firewalls which you have studied right now. So all your packet filtering firewall, stateful firewall, your circuit level gateway firewall, application level gateway firewall, all together basically makes a stateful multi-layer inspection firewall. Now this firewall is little bit costly, okay, because it's performing all the jobs. So that is why. Now these days, lots of companies actually using this stateful multi-layer inspection firewall because nobody wants to get hacked, and these days government also paying a huge fine if user data is being leaked. So that's why. Now I've already shown you that how your firewall looks like. Let me show you again. Right, so here we have inbound rules, here we have outbound rules. At any point of time, if you want to create any particular rule or delete any particular rule, likewise this. Okay, if I want to delete this rule, now see, protocol is UDP. Okay, it's related to Google Chrome, and it's for every port, every particular thing. If I want to delete it, all I just have to do is I just have to select this one, and sorry, yeah, I just have to go this one and either disable rule or delete the rule. This is going to delete my rule for me. Okay, like this, I might have set up some rule for this one. It's not important that you have to go here and then set up the rule. No, you can do the same thing on the application also. Okay, this is for Zoom. I need to block something from the Zoom as well. For uTorrent also, I blocked uTorrent, right? UT web, basically this is uTorrent web. I don't want uTorrent web to send me any particular communication, so I just blocked it. This is also one of the inbound rule of the firewalls, and it is the incoming traffic which is giving you a pop-up onto your screen that do you want to update any particular related, any particular thing, right? So I just blocked it. So it's came into inbound rules, which is a blocked one. You can see that this is a block rule. Action is blocked, right? So this way, if you want to create rules, you can just click on new, and what kind of rule is that? It's particular, any predefined firewall is that, any particular port number you want to make rule on, like that. So you can create your own rule also. Okay. Now firewall is something which is very deep and very different. Okay, so if you want to be a part of firewall, no, then you have to have a proper study of firewall. You need to understand what is firewall, how firewall works, how firewall is implemented, how firewalls are configured, then configuration testing of the firewall. Lots and lots of things are there. This is a very amazing field, and you can have a good package in this field also. Then we also have firewall inside your Linux. Now inside your Linux, now what do you call firewall? We call them IP tables. Okay. Now if you're planning to enter inside firewall field, then go for Windows first. Okay. How things works with Windows. If you are host, if you're talking about host, network is remains the same. But if you talk about host machine, then please learn for the Windows first, then learn for the Linux. Why? Because in the market, 80% of the system which are being used are basically Windows systems. So most of the demands are for Windows. Then in Linux, we call firewalls the IP tables. So where is my, yeah. So if we do root, tour, and we start our terminal. So all we have to do over here is IP tables, hit enter. So you can see that we do have IP tables, right? So that's how you can figure it out. If you do not have IP tables in your system, in your system, I'm saying, yeah, in your Linux system, then in that case you can download IP tables. Okay, how to download it? apt get install IP tables. This command will download the IP tables for you. So if you are not a root user, then you have to use sudo. Okay, if you're a root user, you don't have to use sudo. You just write apt get install IP tables. Hit enter. It is going to install the IP tables for you. I don't want it. So now what is the mission? I already have it. It was just uploading. It was just updating it. I don't want to update it as well because I'm not using it. Okay. Now, if you want to list all the particular rules and regulations of IP tables, then you can list them also. But I heads up, your Kali Linux does not have any particular IP tables, rules, policies set up inside your system. Okay. So just write IP tables -L and -V. -V is for verbose mode. I hope now you guys know what are verbose mode and all. Okay. Now you can see that here we have set of rule setup. Now generally it does not set up, but it is showing in case of me because I have downloaded few Docker and all other stuff, okay, which I use for testing purpose. That is why it is showing me these particular data. Otherwise, if you'll check your system, it will show you blank over here like this. Everything is blank, same way. Okay, but in my case, because I have downloaded some Docker and all, that is why it is showing you something. Otherwise, it is not going to show you anything. Okay. Now, if you want to download and set up anything in your IP tables, you can also do that. Okay, there are simple commands for that. If you want to add any particular input in the IP table, so you just write IP tables -A for add input and the port number you want to add on. Likewise, IP tables -A, then input. Sorry, -J -P for input, port number, sorry, and then let's say port number 80, and I want to accept it. Like you want to drop the packet, you want to accept the packet, block and all. Let's drop. Bad argument, drop bad argument. Okay, so J is supposed to come with that, not here actually. Yeah, this one. So now if we look for listing the IP tables, the one we did before. Now we can see that there have been some edit. Now I'm not added any destination, any source, nothing, right? So you can add all these things also. So here are few commands related to your adding the rules in IP tables. Okay, you can use these commands to add rules in IP tables. Main important is how you can evade the firewall. How you can figure it out. how you can like scan that target if there is a firewall available. Let's say you are scanning a target. Okay, you are performing nmap scan and you got that all ports are filtered, or you got all ports are closed. Now you are 100% sure that there is not possible. All ports are filtered or all ports are closed. That's not happening. So in this case, there is a possibility that firewall is not allowing you to scan the target. In this case, what you have to do, you have to use these such commands to scan the target. Okay. First is nmap -f. Okay. Now you guys know how to use nmap, right? I hope I'm considering this that you are aware of nmap and you know how to scan using nmap. Any command you have to write, you just need to add -f with that particular command. Okay, so if you're writing nmap and you're performing port scan, all the ports scanning, and -sp for the service version, you want to scan the service version, and that's all. Okay, now you think that firewall is there, so you just write -f for fragmenting the packets. Fragmenting the packets means that whenever you're sending any packets, I told you in the starting, there is something which is what we call MTU, right? Packet filtering firewall. I told you about MTU in the starting. Maximum transmission unit. Let's say for your packet, maximum transmission unit was 16 MB. Now what will -f will do? -f is going to fragment your packet, means make sure that there is no packet which is more than 16 MB. All the packets which are going are basically going to be less than 16 MB. It is 8 MB. So in this case, there is a possibility that it is going to bypass that firewall and does not get caught. Okay, so -f is one of something which we use for fragments the packet. Second, we have MTU, -MTU. -MTU and MTU size. Now this size which you are going to define is again the multiple of it. Okay. The higher the size you're going to define, the more fast your scan is going to be. The smaller the size, the more time it is going to take. Now if I'll provide over here minus empty, and I'm saying the size is 8, so it's going to take a lot of time. Okay. Guys, just give me a moment, just hold for okay, sorry. So when you define it, so you have to define that first of all, you have to make sure it's multiple of it. Second, you have to just define the number over here, which is multiple of it. It can be anything. Generally, we define 24 or 32. Okay, which is basically a standard procedure to follow. You can provide that, or if you want to provide the less number, you can provide the less number also. Guys, again, just give me a moment. Okay, sorry guys, there was some important call actually. Okay, so I hope you understood what is MTU. So at any point of time, whenever you are scanning any particular network, so what we have to do, just do nmap. If your minus f is not working, so okay, in that case, minus minus MTU, and we define the size of the MTU. So it's 32 bit. So 32 bits. If you want it to be 8 bits, you can give it a 8 bit. But the lesser the size, the more time it's going to take. Okay, and then you can provide your normal scanning. Thanks. Now this is going to scan your network. So in the starting now, when you're scanning the network, don't give too much of ports. Just give 100 ports. So this is going to scan 100 ports. How? Not only the 100th port. This is going to scan first 100 port. If you want only port number 100 to scan, so you have to delete this particular minus from here. Okay. This means from 1 to 100. This means only 100. Okay. So you have to be aware of this thing also. Then we have something we call spoof the IP address. Now, this means that instead of your IP address, some random IP address are going to be registered over the network. So let's say you don't want that your IP address should go, so you want to spoof your IP address. Spoofing the IP address means changing the IP address. Okay. Now, this is the command for it. So what it's going to do, minus D means decoy. Okay, decoy the random 10 IP address. So random 10 IP address are the IP addresses which are going to transfer. Minus D is for decoy. Now then RND. RND means random. How many IP addresses? 10 IP addresses. If I'll make it 100, then 100 IP addresses are going to be registered over there while scanning the network. So if log is creating that I'm trying to find the port number 10. Okay, it's going to register with IP 192.167.34.23. Okay, then next, if next scanning is basically port for port number 21, then another IP is going 192 dot something dot something dot something, like this. Like this, if it is scanning 100 ports, 100 IPs are there, like this. Okay, then again, and it's random IPs. Random IPs are getting generated. Okay. If you want that, you want to give IPs from your end, you don't want any specific IP address from yours, like random IP address. Instead of that, you want IP should go from your end. Likewise, let's say now where this basically helps out, this particular command helps out when you know the internal IP address. Okay, when you know the IP address of that particular network. So let's say the IP address of the network was 172.154.65.65.23. Let's say this was the IP address. In this case, what happened? Now minus D decoy and decoy this IP address. Okay, this IP address belongs to the network. Okay, and then the destination IP address. Now in this case, what will happen? It is going to allow this IP address to scan your target because this IP address belongs to the network, right? So this is also one of the way to fool your firewall and figure it out what's happening. So this is what I do. Now over here, you can spoof good number of IPs. Likewise, you want to write 10 IPs from your end, you want to write 20 IPs from your end. You can do that as well. Then this is for specific port. You don't have to, you know how this works. Then this is to spoof your MAC address. Okay. So if you want to spoof your MAC address also, you can use this particular command. Or you can download the tool to spoof your MAC address, whatever you want, the way you want. Simple spoof MAC address and the fake MAC address of your device. Any particular fake address, you can write any particular address over here. It should be in this format only. So 2-digit colon 2-digit colon 2-digit colon 2-digit colon 2-digit colon 2-digit colon 2-digit. And total number of digits are 12 with ratio of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like this. Okay. Then we have something we call IDS and IPS. Now, what is IDS and IPS? IDS is basically intrusion detection system. IPS is intrusion prevention system. Now, before your IPS, no, we only had IDS. Now, what is the purpose of IDS? It is kind of an extra layer of security. Likewise, we have firewall, right? Once so we have firewall, then another step is basically to make sure that we have an extra layer of security. We have IPS and IDS. Now, again, an example of this society. Inside society, when you enter, there are guards, right? But when you enter inside the building also, there is a guard sitting there also. That is basically IDS. So let's say you are able to pull the first layer of security. Then when you're entering inside the building, there is a possibility that security guard might catch you, right? So IDS and IPS is an extra layer of security. Now, before we don't have IPS, before we had only IDS. What is the job of IDS? IDS is basically intrusion detection system. Its job is only to detect the issue. It is not going to solve the issue. So let's say there was a malicious code was coming and IDS figured it out. So IDS is going to give you the alarm to the administrator, system administrator. Hey, system admin, there is something who is trying to enter into your device. Intrusion means entering where you're not allowed. Goes bad here basically. Okay. So when somebody is trying to enter into your system, so IDS is going to give you an alarm. Now your system administrator job is to basically look at it. Okay, what kind of IP is trying to enter, what kind of data it is trying to perform, what kind of activity it is trying to perform, and on the basis of that, it is going to take the action over that particular generation of the ticket. Okay. Now it was like because it's a human being who is performing this particular activity, analyzing and everything. So this might take 2 days, this might take 2 hours, this might take 2 months. So we came up with a solution which is IPS. Now IPS, what it does? IPS basically intrusion prevention system. Now as soon as IDS says that there is a attack onto your system, IPS looks for it. Okay, let me check first. Okay, then IPS performs a solution for it also. Okay, if it needs to block the system, it will block the IP address. It is need to alarm the system administrator that okay, something is wrong. I am also not able to figure it out. So it is going to alarm the system admin. So whatever action it has to support, it will take that particular action and will give a result to the system administrator. So now the things are being automated because of IPS. That is the main difference between IDS and IPS. So IDS is like a security guard who will see the thief. He's not going to stop the thief. He's only going to shout, "Hey man, there is a thief. Hey man, there is a thief," like this. But IPS is kind of a policeman. If he's look at the thief, he's going to shout as well as he's going to catch that thief and put it behind the bars. So that is basically IPS. Now, again, IDS and IPS both are basically network based and host based. Now you guys are aware of what is network based and what is host based, right? Network based is something which will take care of your full network. It can be hardware, it can be software. Host based is basically which is going to take care of only of your particular system. It is always a software. Okay. Then how IDS actually works. So IDS and IPS both, they works on basis of signature based detection and anomaly based detection. Now what is signature based detection? Signature based detection means that if let's say there is a virus available in the market, okay, and that virus is, let's say, is deleting your particular data of your C drive, let's say, for example. Now this virus will be having one particular coding. There will be hash which will be generated and all those things. Now what signature based is, if any virus is coming, any coding is coming which has that particular coding in it, it is going to scan it. It is going to match with its particular database and it's going to figure it out. Okay, this coding is with me also and this coding is harmful for this purpose. So this can be a virus. So it's going to block that and it's going to shout, okay, we have a virus in the system, please check. This is how your signature based works. What is anomaly based? Anomaly based is basically on the basis of the activity you are doing, on the basis of the behavior of that particular file. Now let's say you have a file in your system. That file is a virus file and it's a slow virus file. What it is doing, slowly it is deleting all the files from your system, or it is creating its own replica. Okay, it is basically consuming to consume the memory. It is creating its own replica. So in this case, your firewall will scan your particular system, okay, and figures out, okay, what is the behavior of all the particular files. All files are not copying themselves and creating the replica of their own, but this file is doing that. No file is deleting any file, but this file is deleting some files. Okay, sort of like this kind of things. So on the basis of this, anomaly based detection is happening. So let's say, for example, if you say layman example, let's say you are entering into your Facebook account. Okay, now it's your account, you have ID, you have password. So you will always remember your ID and password. Let's say you do not remember. Okay, it's you. Now you are entering your ID, but it is saying incorrect password, incorrect password in 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. You will not perform the same activity 3 or 4 times or 5 times, right? Maximum 5 times you will do. If not, then you will change the password. But somebody who's trying the same activity 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. So it can be a brute force attack. So this is basically anomaly based detection. Generally, a usual pattern is after 5 times, nobody is going to enter the incorrect password, because they also know that there is a possibility of account blockage. Like their account will get blocked after so many wrong attempts. So that is why they will change the password. This is what the general pattern of activity is. But if the activity is going to be suppose 10, 20 times wrong password, 30 times, so it can be a brute force attack. So firewall is going to basically detect it and take the action over it. That is what we call anomaly based detection. Your IPS also runs on the basis of that, signature based and anomaly detection. Okay, how you place firewall IDS and IPS in network based and host based. So this is a pictorial representation of this data. What happens basically, this is your internet. Okay, now as soon as internet is coming inside your network, we have placed the firewall. Okay, this can be a your physical network. Okay, physical firewall. So basically your network based firewall hardware. Okay, now as soon as it's going to the router, we have IDS and IPS placed inside your router. Okay, now as soon as the data goes to your server, okay, inside server also we have host based IDS and IPS. We have host based IDS, IPS, IDS, IPS, host based. It is taking care of only this server. It is not taking care of this particular host based firewall is not taking care of this particular server. Okay, it's only going to take care of this particular server. Now let's say there is a virus file came, firewall, it was able to bypass that. Then it has to basically bypass this IDS and IPS. Let's say it bypass this also. So here it's going to catch, here it's going to catch, here it's going to catch, like this. Okay. So this is how your IDS and IPS basically works. And this is what your firewall and things works. Okay, now if you talk about penetration testing of the firewall, then whatever you have learned in your, so they see there are two type of testings. One is internal, one is configuration testing, another is exploitation. So whatever you have studied in the server class, okay, that's what is basically exploitation part. You basically scan your firewall, checks out all the ports open and all those things you perform. Second is configuration testing. Configuration testing is how your firewall is set up. Okay, now how firewall is set up, you should have a deep understanding of firewall. First of all, let's say you do not have understanding of firewalls, but it is just simple commands which is going to figure out, okay, this file is open and according to the configuration the file should be closed. This is what your configuration testing is. That's all. Okay, so depends upon the different firewalls, the configuration testing depends upon that. So your company will, let's say your company is going to say, okay, this is our firewall, you need to perform configuration testing on it. So you have to go on the internet, you have to figure it out, what are the configuration this particular firewall should have. On the basis of that configuration, you have to basically check. Okay, So that's how configuration testing is way too boring. This is all copy and copy paste things. Okay. Now this configuration testing, your company is going to only give you the you can say experience for that. It's just a copy paste. There will be a list they will give you. You just copy that, wait for the result, copy the I mean match the result. If the result is matching, fine, it's okay. If not matching, you just need to create note of that and then submit the report. That's all. That's how configuration. That's how much easy configuration testing is. You just do not tell your client that configuration testing is way too easy. We tell client that okay, configuration testing is way too difficult. We need to understand the firewall, AO, and all blah blah blah. One IP address configuration testing maximum 1 day or maybe few hours. So that's how your firewall things are. Clear? समझ आया? Guys? Understood? Firewall. Now tell me any question related to firewall or whatever we have studied till now. Because your burp suit is working now or not?
So,
Yes. Yeah, mute from one of the side. Yes. Is it working now or not working? Like burp suit or whatever, it was not working. Sir, not working. Okay, I'll help you out. Also, you guys have Kali Linux with you. I hope you guys have installed Kali Linux in your system now. If not, I have shown you the path from offensive security. I hope you guys remember, right? So download from there. And because share your screen, I'll help you out with the burp suit. Let me see what's the issue. I have unshared my screen with I've unshared my screen. I'll give you the okay. You can share your screen now. I've like given you the permission to share the screen. Yeah. Nice wallpaper. Show me. First open the command prompt. Let's see whether you have Java set up or not. So just write Java minus version. Okay, setup. Cool. Now open the burp file which I shared. Okay. Now go to no, don't do this. Just go on the top where it's written now document downloads burp. Yeah, click here and CMD. Okay. Java minus jar space tab. You have tab button, no? Just click on tab button. What you did? Okay, clear everything and do it again. Just write clear. CLER. Just write clear. Yeah, just write clear here. Yeah. Huh? Okay, write again Java minus jar. Go to your burp folder. Array, you have opened it in the background. Just open this one. Yeah. Copy this file. Keygen.jar. Copy this. No, not like this. Copy the name. Copy the name of the file. Yes. Rename it. Yeah, like this. Copy it. Select all and copy. Yeah, and before you move further, you have opened that run was coming. No, you close that. No, 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 no. अच्छा, just copy paste it over here. Give space and paste it. Space. ऐसे नहीं होगा, वो कर्सर को उधर लेके जाना पड़ेगा, कीबोर्ड से लेके जाना पड़ेगा. कर्सर को आर पे लेके जाओ, बैक स्पेस दबाओ, बैक स्पेस बैक स्पेस बेटा, आर पे लेके जाओ पहले इसको, कर्सर को. हाँ, अब बैक स्पेस दबाओ. डिलीट करते हैं ना बैक स्पेस के लिए. अरे बच्चे, चल डिलीट मार दे, सब डिलीट मार दे. दोबारा करते हैं. ऐसे नहीं होगा यहाँ पे. हाँ, फिर से बैक स्पेस कर, फिर से बैक स्पेस कर. हाँ, अब यहाँ कर्सर को साइड में लेके जा, ए के पास. हाँ, यहाँ लिख आर स्पेस पेस्ट कर दे. हाँ, एंटर मार. हाँ, रन पे क्लिक कर, वेट करो. वेट, चल तो रहा है बर्ब सूट. डिलीट करो इसको. अरे रुक, पहले बाद में क्लोज करियो, पहले नेक्स्ट कर. बर्ब सूट चल तो रहा है. खोलो जरा, facebook.com खोलो. सर्टिफिकेट इंस्टॉल करो. बस यहाँ पे सर्टिफिकेट डालना है और प्रॉक्सी सेटअप करनी है. आता है प्रॉक्सी सेटअप करने और सर्टिफिकेट इंस्टॉल करना. अगर बोल नहीं पा रहे ना विकास, यहाँ नोटपैड खोल के आंसर दे दो. You know how to install certificate and how to set up ports on Burpsuit? या इंस्टॉल भी और काम भी कर रहा है. अब बस आपको ये देखना है कि Burpsuit काम कैसे करता है, राइट? So that you can learn. वेब एप्लीकेशन की फर्स्ट क्लास इसी पे थी, how your Burpsuit actually works, how to use Burpsuit. So just watch the lecture again, you will understand. Okay, all right. How about you, Deepak? Everything clear? सब समझ आया? कर लोगे? दीपक, you there? ठीक है दीपक.
Yes, sir.
और कोई इशू किसी भी टॉपिक में?
नहीं सर, होगा तो सर आपको मैसेज कर दूंगा.
ठीक है, no issues. How about you, सुब्रज्योति? Himanshu, everything clear?
So everything is clear, sir.
Subrajyoti, your voice is not coming. It's very slow.
Can you hear me, sir? Is better? अभी ठीक आ रहा है voice?
बहुत धीरे आ रहा है actually.
सर कोई इशू है शायद को. सर ये पूछना था कि मेरा वो जो लाइसेंस का कॉपी एक्सपायर हो गया, ये क्या डिजिटल लाइसेंस सही होगा या दोबारा से कोई क्रैक इंस्टॉल?
कौन सा लाइसेंस है? Burpsuit का?
विंडोज 10 का. नहीं विंडोज 10 का. सिस्टम
विंडोज 10 आपने कहाँ पे इंस्टॉल किया विंडोज 10?
मतलब कि नॉर्मल सिस्टम में।
ये विंडोज 10 का तो क्रैक्ड इंस्टॉल किया आपने, वहां से डाउनलोड किया था आपने, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट से डाउनलोड किया था?
नहीं, मेरे को किसी ने क्रैक दिया था, वही मैं इंस्टॉल किया था, करीबन 6-7 महीने हो गया। तो
फिर
अभी
से करना
दिखा
पड़ेगा
रहा है।
फिर आपको तो वो,
अच्छा।
क्योंकि इसमें
पूरा
कुछ वो 50 आपने 1-2 महीने पहले किया होगा फिर।
नहीं सर, हो गया 5-6 महीने तो हो ही है।
5-6 महीने हो गया, पता नहीं यार। जनरली वो ना अगर आप विंडोज माइक्रोसॉफ्ट डायरेक्टली डाउनलोड करते हैं ना, तो आपको आई थिंक 60 से 90 डेज का ट्रायल पीरियड, और उसके बाद फिर वो क्रैक्ड वाला खत्म हो जाता है। तो मतलब अगर थर्ड पार्टी से डाउनलोड करते हो ना तो वो क्रैक्ड होता है, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट से डाउनलोड करोगे तो क्रैक नहीं होगा।
शायद उसी में कुछ गलती हुआ है। तो अभी क्या करना है सर? वो क्या
अभी
डिजिटल
फिर
कॉपी?
आपको वही फिर से डाउनलोड करना पड़ेगा, और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है इसका।
एक कह रहा है कि डिजिटल कॉपी, डिजिटल लाइसेंस का कॉपी दे रहा है। एक बंदा बोल रहा है कि
पैसे
1000
वैसे
रुपीज
मांग
मांग
रहा
रहा
हूँ,
है उसके लिए।
होम एडिशन के पैसे मांग रहा हूँ ना, लेकिन
हाँ।
हाँ नहीं वो मत करो। किसी से देखो अपने आसपास, किसी आप ऑफिस में हो या कॉलेज में हो?
मैं तो काम करता हूँ, मेरा ये है
जॉब करते हो,
नॉर्मल।
आपके पास आईटी डिपार्टमेंट होगा, उसको बोलो आपको एक आईएसओ फाइल दे देगा विंडोज की।
अच्छा सर, ठीक है।
नहीं तो उसको अपना लैपटॉप दे देना, कर देगा, वही सेटअप कर देगा।
अच्छा ठीक है सर।
How about you, Himanshu? Everything going fine? सब समझ आया कोर्स में? Cool. चलो ठीक है गाइस। अभी अगर कभी भी कोई भी इशू होता है ना फ्यूचर में, किसी भी चीज से रिलेटेड, साइबर सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड, दैट यू वांट टू मेक अ करियर इन साइबर सिक्योरिटी एंड यू आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग समथिंग, यू आर नॉट गेटिंग द पाथ, ओके, ऑल दीज थिंग्स, यू कैन कनेक्ट विद मी ऑल्सो। मेक श्योर दैट हिमांशु, बुक के लिए ना यू हैव टू टॉक टू अपर्णा। अपर्णा ही है जो बुक्स वगैरह का सारा चीजें मैनेज करती है। Okay, just call her. She'll help you out with the book. Plus, next target should be your OACP. अब OACP ना ऐसे डायरेक्टली जंप मत कर देना। सबसे पहले जो भी हमने IACP में पढ़ा ना, एक बार इसमें वेब एप्लीकेशन, वेब सर्वर, और ये दो चीजें रिवाइज करना। सब टॉपिक्स में मत जाना है, बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स हैं, डोंट वेस्ट योर टाइम ऑन ऑल द टॉपिक्स। अब तुम्हें आइडिया हो गया कि हर टॉपिक में होता क्या है, राइट? तो वेब एप्लीकेशन और सर्वर में ये दोनों रिवाइज कर लेना। सर्वर वाला जो टॉपिक है ना, अगर उसको थोड़ा और स्ट्रेच करोगे और डीपली और अच्छे से पढ़ोगे तो बेसिकली वो OACP है, ठीक? तो नेक्स्ट स्टेप शुड बी OACP, बट OACP पे जाने से पहले वेब एप्लीकेशन एक बार अच्छे से रिवाइज कर लेना। OACP की तैयारी करने में 6 से 8 महीने लगेंगे अगर अच्छे से तमीज से बैठ के पढ़ेंगे तो, ओके। अगर इंडिया में पैकेज बहुत अच्छा चाहिए साइबर सिक्योरिटी फील्ड के, तो OACP बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। अगर आपको टेक्निकली साउंड आपको लगता है कि इस कोर्स के बाद कि यू आर नॉट टेक्निकली गुड इनफ और यू हैव नो इंटरेस्ट इन टेक्निकल थिंग्स लाइक वाइज, ठीक है, कोडिंग नहीं सीखनी, ये सब चीजें नहीं करनी, देन गो फॉर सॉक एनालिसिस। सॉक के ना ऑनलाइन बहुत सारे कोर्सेज मिल जाएंगे आपको फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, ठीक है। सॉक में जाओ। इसमें क्या होता है, इसमें ट्रैफिक एनालिसिस होता है। सॉक के ना 3 लेवल होते हैं, L1, L2 एंड L3। L1 क्या करता है? L1 सबसे पहला लेवल है, L2 सेकंड लेवल है, L3 थर्ड लेवल है। L3 तो हो गया मैनेजर, ठीक है, जो इन दोनों को मैनेज करता है, L1 और L2 को। L1 क्या करता है? ट्रैफिक क्या आ रहा है, कैसा आ रहा है, ये सब एनालाइज करता है L1 वाला। L2 वाला क्या करता है? इसको रिजॉल्व करता है, जो भी ट्रैफिक आ रहा है, कोई इशू है उसको रिजॉल्व किया। L3 क्या करता है? इन दोनों को मैनेज करता है। तो इसके पास ये दोनों चीजों की नॉलेज है। L2 के पास भी दोनों की नॉलेज है, बट उसको एक्सपीरियंस ज्यादा है, बस दैट्स ऑल। सॉक इज ऑल्सो वेरी गुड टीम। इसमें ना कम टेक्निकल चीजें आनी चाहिए, और ये मैनेजमेंट बेस। ऑनलाइन जाओगे ना, सॉक की जॉब ढूंढोगे, हजारों की तादाद में ना जॉब अवेलेबल है सॉक के लिए, ठीक है। मैक्सिमम ना इसमें ना टूल्स यूज होते हैं। एक होता है SIME टूल करके होता है, वो यूज होता है मेनली, ठीक है। तो ये टूल्स को सीखना और इनको अंडरस्टैंड करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि टूल काम कैसे करता है। प्लस बिकॉज नाउ यू हैव द नॉलेज कि अटैक कैसे हो रहा है, राइट? इतनी बेसिक नॉलेज तुम्हें हो गई कि अटैक कैसे हो रहा है। तो अभी ना तुम L1 से L2 पे जाने के लिए ज्यादा तुम्हें मेहनत नहीं लगेगी। L1 पे तो करना ही पड़ेगा पहले, ठीक है। L1 से L2 पे जाने में ज्यादा तुम्हें टाइम नहीं लगेगा। चीजों को समझने में, और L1 पे भी ना तुम बहुत अच्छे से काम कर पाओगे। इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि अगर आप मैनेज करने जा रहे हो चीजों को तो आपको अटैक करने आना चाहिए। IACP स्कोर समथिंग जो आपने अब कर लिया ना, आपकी बेसिक चीजें बहुत क्लियर हो गई। अब आप साइबर सिक्योरिटी किसी भी फील्ड में जा सकते हो, क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीजें ना बेसिक टर्म्स बहुत क्लियर हो गई है। तो जस्ट ट्राई। अगर आपको अभी भी लगता है ना कि साइबर सिक्योरिटी इज नॉट फॉर यू, या फिर टेक्निकल थिंग्स आर नॉट फॉर यू, देन बी अ पार्ट ऑफ सॉफ्ट टीम। ठीक है, इसका सैलरी पैकेज भी अच्छा है। स्टार्टिंग में देखो यू कैन नॉट से एनीथिंग, बट हाँ फ्यूचर में आफ्टर 2-3 इयर्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस इसका सैलरी पैकेज भी बहुत अच्छा और डिमांड भी बहुत है। इसकी डिमांड इंडिया में, यूएस में, चाइना में, पाकिस्तान में, हर जगह बहुत डिमांड है सॉफ्ट की। हर जगह, हर कंपनी में चाहिए सॉफ्ट एनालिसिस। अगर कंपनी खुद से नहीं कर रही तो कंपनी थर्ड पार्टी से हायर करती है सॉफ्ट टीम, ये हमारे ट्रैफिक को यू गाइज टेक केयर ऑफ। और इसकी जॉब 24/7 की होती है, तो रिक्वायरमेंट बहुत है सॉफ्ट में। ओके, सो if you're not interested in like coding and all these things, you can be a part of SOC team. ठीक, अगर नहीं भी है ना, कोडिंग में इंटरेस्ट भी है, तब भी SOC टीम का ना एक बार बस ऑनलाइन जाके पढ़ लेना। फ्री कोर्सेज अवेलेबल है ऑनलाइन, यूट्यूब पे भी अवेलेबल है। अगर नहीं ढूंढने आते तो फिर आपके पास टेलीग्राम है, नहीं है डाउनलोड कर लो टेलीग्राम अपने फोन में। वहां पे सर्च में जाना, ठीक है, वहां पे टेलीग्राम में ना सर्च का ऑप्शन आता है, वहां पे लिखने ना सॉफ्ट कोर्स, एक ना ड्राइव मिल जाएगी वहां पे मेगा की। यू विल फाइंड अ मेगा ड्राइव लिंक, वहां से डाउनलोड कर लेना। अब फ्यूचर में कोई भी कोर्स चाहिए ना, टेलीग्राम से डाउनलोड कर सकते हो। टेलीग्राम पे जाना, वहां पे सर्च में लिखना वो कोर्स का नाम, वहां पे मेगा की ड्राइव लिंक आएगी, उसमें जाके खोल के वहां से पढ़ लेना। ठीक है, वन ऑफ द इजीएस्ट वे टू लुक फॉर द कोर्सेज दीस डेज। और कोई भी इशू हो आगे साइबर सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड, कुछ पढ़ना, OACP से रिलेटेड, यू वांट टू नो मोर अबाउट इट, जस्ट कनेक्ट विद मी, आई विल हेल्प यू गाइस आउट। ऑलराइट, और एक साल के अंदर आप अपना एग्जाम दे सकते हो। मैंने सर्वर क्लास में बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया है कैसे एग्जाम आएगा, कैसे एग्जाम देना है। ओके, जस्ट डू दैट एंड स्टे इन टच। ओके, चलो ठीक है गाइस, देन टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ एंड डू वेल इन द साइबर सिक्योरिटी फील्ड। ओके, चलो, bye bye, good night,
बाय बाय, थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir.
welcome,
Thank you, sir.
welcome Vikas.